As we return to the office post-pandemic, we are finding that engagement has taken a massive hit. We're finding that our people are change fatigued. We also have an uncertain future. And I think there are impacts of the pandemic that we're going to feel long beyond the lockdowns and the restrictions. And of course, this is having a flow-on effect in our organizations. So many people are telling me at the moment, my staff are burned out. I feel burned out. As a leader, I'm too busy to lead, and I'm exhausted because I've spent the last 2 years supporting my team through a global pandemic whilst also trying to manage myself and my family through the uncertainty that has surrounded us and continues to. Engagement has taken a hit. The mass return to the office didn't go down too well when we'd all got a bit comfy and cozy at home. There's this feeling that we've got nothing left in the tank, and we're talking about burnout a lot, but what are we actually doing about it? And the workshops and the webinars that I've been running in organizations have surpassed my expectations, but also the feedback from the organizations in terms of A, the staff turnout, and B, the engagement. So they've had more staff come along to these things than they expect, and the engagement and the need and the want to talk about this stuff has surprised us all, which shows it's an issue, which shows it's something we need to address and something that can be fixed. But it takes a new way of thinking. It also takes the acknowledgement of what's gone before and where we're at, so that we can then move forward and start looking at how do we be our best without burning out in the process in light of the environment we find ourselves in. And that's where the Burnout to Brilliance workshops can help. The Burnout to Brilliance program is available for your organization in-house. And what it does is it allows us to find more time. It allows us to battle the busyness and cut through the noise, to do important work, to improve our focus. It helps us understand burnout and avoid it. It helps our teams improve their productivity and focus, to understand the habits of high-performing people and how we can hack some of those habits to gain control of our schedule and to overcome some of the overwhelm that can happen when we get busy. We'll learn how to get more done in less time, improve our focus, re-energize so we always feel like we've got enough in the tank to do the work that's in front of us, to navigate the structure around what good looks like for us to be our best, and to work smarter rather than harder. Many staff are telling me that they feel a lack of focus right now, tired, exhausted even. Motivation has taken a hit, and of course they wish it was different. They want to perform at their peak. But they've been spread too thin for too long. There's no room left for thinking space, creating, for strategic thinking. And we get frustrated when we know that we can be performing at our best and yet we're not. Burned out staff will not perform at their peak. They will also not be engaged. We know that that has an impact on the bottom line. And of course, they won't be sticking around, and there'll be the obvious productivity hit. To enable your team to perform at their peak, to re-energize, to re-engage, to press reset, we need a new way of thinking, a new way of doing things, to develop some practical strategies to wipe the slate clean and move forward, and to be our best without burning out in the process. We blame COVID and say, well, now it will be different, but there is this change fatigue, this COVID hangover that hangs over most of our organisations that we need to address, and Burnout to Brilliance is one way of doing that. Otherwise, without this support, it's like wading through treacle in an environment that's changed forever. So if you want to give your staff the renewed motivation, an increase in productivity, the ability to focus, the perception of time, to shift from the busyness, the noise, the distractions to performing at their peak, then I would love to share the Burnout to Brilliance workshop with you. Get in touch, we'll talk about how this can work for you. We'll talk about the organisations that have already run this and the improvements that they have found and the ways that we can tailor this directly to suit your needs and that of your organisation.